Hey guys, this is Megan Ford and this is my task for project. So for this project, I really learned how to use technology to get students to think creatively and use their higher orders thinking skills, be really engaged, be really motivated instead of just using a tech tool to use a tech tool. So the problem I addressed was the teacher-focused history classroom. Often students are bored, they're just memorizing a lot of facts, and they're not really thinking about the curriculum. So for this, I wanted students to really understand the bigger picture and see how things fit into history. How does that affect us? So Shadow Puppet is a really great tool for this. With this, students are going to create a video. And as you can see, Shadow Puppet is a video making tool where there is a Creative Commons. And this is going to be really great for the photo essay because students can access images that directly relate to their topic. It also allows them to have text and annotate over that. And Shadow Puppet's going to allow them to think more creatively. So I have a video guide for you guys on Shadow Puppet. It's done by a bunch of students, but it's really good.
Today you are going to be learning how to use the app Shadow Puppet EDU. First, you go to the App Store and download the app. Next, click Create New to start the presentation. Then click OK to access your photos. You may want to select all the photos you need or want for your presentation, or you can search the web. Next, click OK to access the microphone. After that, now click the Start Now button to start your voiceover. The first time you will click Sweet Let's Go. Next, you can talk when the countdown is done. Then, to go to the next slide, you will click the Stop Recording and click the arrow to go to the next slide, and then start your recording again. Then or before you're talking, you can add text by clicking the T button in the upper right corner. You can type whatever you want in the text box, and then you click the check mark. Then you can click the Save button. Finally, when you have finished your video, you can click Save and choose what you want to do with your video.
Now it's time to make your own presentation. Credits to Brooke Lewis, Chow Lee, and Sammy Green.
So as you can see, Shadow Puppet's a really great tool. So let me show you how I would use Shadow Puppet in the lesson. So this is a lesson that I modified and I've used in the past. I would do this with a full class of either sophomores or younger high schoolers. You could also use this with honors middle school kids. Just be prepared because the urban game can be kind of chaotic and loud, but it's really fun. It's one of my favorite lessons. So for the urban game, the students start with the year 1700 and they draw out on a super large piece of paper a basic rural village. And then they go through 20 rounds, and with each round, something changes in their town because of the Industrial Revolution. This usually takes about one class period. After I got done with this, I would have the students take home the script, and then I would have them choose a topic or something major that changed in their village and just jot down some things about that topic. The next day in class, I would use MindMeister, which is a mind-making map to have the students work in groups. And I would group the students by topic. So for instance, I have child labor here. So if you had 3 or 4 kids choose child labor, I would put them in a group. And then they would create a mind map about what they jotted down and that was in the script. And then I would have them come up with questions that they still have related to that topic. And those questions are really going to help them with their research. Now, this next part you could do in class or as homework, depending upon the time you wanted to spend. And MindMeister allows you to share maps and add things to them. So I would have other students in the class go through the different mind maps and add maybe questions, different topics, ideas that maybe the other groups didn't come up with. And this is really going to help the students work creatively, work collaboratively, and come up with some different ideas. So let me show you what I would do next. So then I would have those same groups come up with a storyboard that they would use. And I would essentially just use this as an outlining tool, and it helps the teacher give the students some feedback. So I'd have them turn this in, get it approved by the teacher, and it really lets the teacher kind of know where the kids are going with it and helps the teacher evaluate what the kids are doing so far before they create final projects. And it also gives the kids some feedback before that final project. So here's the photo essay assignment, and I would have the kids create a research log for this. This kind of scaffolds the researching process and allows them to create a works cited as they go, so you can make sure you have those citations. I would have them choose 15 pictures and then explain how those pictures relate to their topic and fit into the bigger idea of the Industrial Revolution. Then at the end, I would have the students share them with the class so that the class can also see information on those topics and learn from that. Two ways I would evaluate the kids. The first is a rubric. So this kind of addresses, did they master the curriculum? Were they using the 4 C's? So did the group work collaboratively? Did they work well with others? Or did you just really have one person do the project? The other one I really like here is the creative thinking, the critical thinking. So, did the students use those higher order thinking skills on the project? Were they creative with the project? Did they think outside the box? Did they really utilize the curriculum? Did they show their mastery? That kind of helps you know if they understood the content in a bigger picture. Then I always want to make sure that my groups pay attention, and this again gives you some peer feedback, some collaborative work. So what did the kids learn from the presentation? So I would do this while they were watching the presentation, and then kind of tell the group, what did they do well? What could they have worked on? What would you see them change? And then as a final evaluation, and I would do this as a Google form because that's just a really easy way to gather some data for yourself. I would want to know, were the kids motivated? Were they engaged? So this is the form I would use to evaluate that. So what did you feel was the most important thing? How did it affect history as a whole? This is one of my favorite higher order thinking questions. And it's going to let you understand if the kids really gained what the effects of the Industrial Revolution were. So how would our current lives be different? I like this one. Are there non-history related skills you gained? So you want to see if the kids really understood the research process. Did they learn to work creatively? Did they learn to work collaboratively? Did they learn stuff that they'll use outside of history class? And then just some things to help them give themselves some feedback. What would you change? And other questions to help you as a teacher know what to do next time. So what did you learn? Did you feel you learned? Did you enjoy it? Would you like to do more? What was your favorite part of the lesson? Things to help you as a teacher gain a better understanding as to how the project went. I would then use this data to help change lessons like this in the future. All right. Bye, guys.